Ahead of her 2-year anniversary in office, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has announced she's only granting one-on-one interviews to journalists of color. Joining us to discuss is Judd Dunning. He's the author of the book, 13 and a Half Reasons Why Not to Be a Liberal. Our panelist for today, also standing by, Jack Kingston, former Georgia congressman. Also joining us, Jennifer Kearns, nationally syndicated talk show host at All American Radio and also a Newsmax insider. Great to see everyone here. I want to get forward all the information. Mayor Lightfoot defending her decision, saying it was intended as an effort to confront the issue of what she described as a mostly white and male City Hall press corps. She also tweeted out saying diversity and inclusion is imperative across all institutions, including media. In order to progress, we must change. Judd Dunning, your thoughts on this story, her reasoning, and also the decision to grant interviews to journalists of color?
Yeah, let's see how canceled I can get this morning by talking about this. Look, Mayor Lightfoot can't be racist. She has a white wife. See how easy that works? You know, and it's going to get a little weird, though, when she posts that sign outside her office, "We serve blacks only." But of course, we should take all our trusted politicians' examples seriously. That's why I'm only going to talk to white males today. That's a joke for people who want to twist that in inception. But see, that's how easy the slippery slope of racism is, people. All you have to do to start a wildfire is publicly virtue signal politicized division. The new motto for Chicago is "Welcome to the Windy City, feel the hate." What an example. You know, last thing I want to say, maybe Lightfoot should focus on solving Chicago's crime instead. She could call up Giuliani and ask him how he solved New York. But of course, she can't, because she'd have to break her new no honky rule or the Cracker Coalition of May 20th, 2021. This is racism at its finest.
And hey, I think it would be wonderful to see a very diverse press corps. I think everyone on this panel would agree with that. Might as well have plenty of diversity here. What's interesting, though, is a journalist who was granted an interview actually declined it. Gregory Pratt with the Chicago Tribune, a Latino reporter. He said that at this time, I asked the mayor's office to lift its condition on others. And when they said no, we respectfully canceled. Politicians don't get to choose who covers them. Jennifer, what do you think of that response? Is that the way that all journalists should be seeing it?
I think that's the perfect response. Look, Judd's right. They're not calling for diversity here. They're actually calling for black supremacy, and that is what's going on there. Look, Lori Lightfoot should be paying more attention about the crime going on in her city, about the COVID-19 recovery and response for so many people that she had on lockdown that are now struggling to come out of the pandemic. And look, if one journalist of color stands up against this, then this will fall. All they need is for good men and women to sit there quietly and say nothing for something ludicrous like this to succeed. Can you imagine for a moment if a white politician said they were only going to take questions from white reporters? We would never hear the end of it. That would be inappropriate as well, just as this is.
Jack Kingston, I'll give you the floor. Your thoughts?
She's a bigot. It's plain and simple. And as long as journalists roll over, she's going to continue to be a bigot. Journalists of all colors, if that's your definition of diversity, by the way, I'm one who believes diversity actually can be diversity of opinion, thought, and philosophy as well. But as long as they roll over, she's going to continue to do it. But what I would really like to see is some conservative African-American journalists say to her something like, Madam Mayor, we have a person a day killed. In fact, in 2020, we had 770 murders under your watch, and the number of shootings went from 2,500 in 2019 up to 4,000 in 2020. So what do you have to say about that? And if you would see those kind of questions from journalists of color, she would probably repeal this policy very, very quickly.
Well, we'll follow this story, and you know, I'm hopeful, optimistic that any journalist, regardless of race, would be asking the tough questions that are so needed to be asked of the mayor of Chicago.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.